Welcome to PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol. I have the pleasure of having as my guest today Paul Majenovic. Paul is the author of Precious Metals Investing for Dummies. He also has his own website, ravingcapitalist.com. Welcome, Paul.
Well, good to be back on your show, Ted, and I want to be on a rant in this one here.
Today what we're going to talk about is suspicious statistics.
Yeah.
Brought to you...
Say that fast 3 times. Suspicious statistics.
Brought to you by your own government.
Well, here's the thing. Many people will make decisions based on what data they see and what is quoted out there. You know what I mean? And, because sometimes the herd mentality kicks in, Just like when they mention about, they see a very simple statistic, like we mentioned in the last video about, China was going to have an 8% growth rate, but it's 7.7%. But that's a projection, so that could change tomorrow, But people see that and go, oh, and they change, like in their entire portfolio based on things like that, And so, we can't have that happen. We can't have that happen. But let me mention to you 3 statistics that are out there that are floating around that I think have, are skewed or warped, which you should be wary about. Okay, first of all, unemployment. People are saying, "Oh, the economy's doing well. Unemployment is lower." Well, again, a lot of game playing with the unemployment statistic. What has been quoted recently at 7.6% or whatever unemployment, but yet doesn't factor in, people who are underemployed. Like, how many people this year are going from full-time jobs to part-time jobs? Because a lot of companies out there who just need to survive, especially with now the onus of the Obamacare rules that said any company that has 50, full-time employees, they will pay these penalties and fines, etc. So you have a lot of situations where full-time people are turning to part-time, okay? And a lot of people who gave up. How many people are now on disability rolls who used to be on the unemployment rolls, for example? So when you're at 7.6%, no, this is people saying, oh, that's very good considering what's happened in recent years. No, when you count everybody else back in who gave up, who's underemployed, part-timers and so forth, you're talking about an unemployment rate that's north of 10%. You're in the teens without a doubt. So it's much higher. So the economy is worse off than you think. Right. Secondly, then you're talking about the inflation rate. Because they're, again, more game playing with that statistic. When you under-report the rate of inflation, then people are there going, so everything's fine and dandy. So my 1% at the savings account is not that bad. You know what I mean? Well, the thing is, look, the inflation rate, when you count gasoline and food and the other necessities of life, ask yourself a common sense question. Are the necessities of life cheaper now than they were a year or 2 years ago? No, we can experience it. And if we can experience it, millions of other citizens and participants in the economy are experiencing that as well. But when you hear a quoted rate, it's lower than we think. No, it's higher than it's being reported. So that's game playing.
And if you've been doing any shopping, you know that it is much higher. And on this website, you'll be able to find a video clip between Ron Paul and Ben Bernanke, where one of the questions that Ron Paul asks Ben is, do you do your own grocery shopping? Because if you do your own grocery shopping, there's no way that the inflation rate is what you say it is.
Exactly. Then you come to the third statistic. Lately now, they're planning to change the calculation of the gross domestic product, the GDP. And they're planning to do, quote unquote, adding into it, a murky number of the value of intellectual property. In other words, it's going to end up inflating the GDP. So when you look at the picture of these statistics, these suspicious statistics, alrighty, what is it telling you? According to the statistics, unemployment is lower, inflation is lower, and the economy is higher. When in reality, the economy as measured by GDP is struggling. The unemployment rate is higher than what is being reported, and the inflation rate is higher than it's being reported. So if you have more, accurate statistics, then you'd make much better decisions about your money and planning for your future. So look, if you can't fix the economy, then by golly, at least report it more accurately. Is that asking too much?
Well, Paul, thanks for being with us today here on PreciousMetalsInvesting.com. My name is Ted Sudol. Make sure you visit Paul's website, ravingcapitalist.com.
See you next time. Thank you kindly.
Thank you.